Good morning, class. Welcome to your English video lecture. Today we will continue our chapter. As you all know that in our previous video of English literature, we have already started the chapter number 3 from your book Honeysuckle, right? And the name of the chapter was Tarot's Reward. Okay, and in our previous video we have read the chapter, and with the reading I have also explained the chapter to you. So today we will do this next thing that we all do. After reading the chapter, after explanation, we summarize the chapter, and also we see that what is the moral or what is the learning that we take from the chapter. And at the end we will discuss some question answers, your textual question answers. Okay, so students, let's start our video. Okay, students, so let's see the summary of the chapter first. So the chapter Tarot's Reward was about a boy Taro, right? We studied this chapter that Taro was a young woodcutter. And what is the meaning of woodcutter? Woodcutter means those people or person who cut the wood for their living, right? And we discussed that he used to do what? He used to go to the jungle, he used to go to the forest, and there he used to cut the wood, and then after cutting the wood he used to sell those wood in the market, and by selling the woods he used to get the money for the living. Okay, so Taro was a young woodcutter, or you can say boy. He lived with his aged parents in an old hut. Where he used to live? He used to live with his old parents in a hut. Hut means chhopri. Okay, so he used to live there with his parents, both his mother and father. They were very old. Okay, but Taro was a very honest, very good boy. He used to take care of his parents. He used to do hard work for their parents, and he wanted to give everything to his parents, whatever they wish for. Okay, so he used to live with his aged parents. Aged means old parents. Okay, one evening a strong wind blew into the hut and the father shivered. So one day what happened? All the family members, three of them, the father, mother and the son, they were sitting in their home, their hut, and because their hut was very old and it was made of wood, so what happened between those wood, okay, between the wooden plank, what happened, because outside the hut what was happening, there was a strong cold wind. Okay, there was wind flowing outside the hut, but they were sitting inside the hut, and what happened, through that through that crack of their hut, the through the crack of their building, or you can say the hut, what happened, the wind from the outside, it came inside the house. And as his father was very old, so what happened, he felt the cold and he started shivering. Okay, the father of the boy, that is Taro. Okay, he wished for a cup of an expensive drink called sake. And while he was shivering there, what he wished for, he wished that if I could have a cup of a drink, that name of the drink was sake. He wished that if I could have a cup of sake, I would have felt much better in this cold wind. And it was very expensive drink, so he just wished for it. It was not like that he wanted it. Actually, he wanted it, but he knew that he cannot have it, so he was just wishing that maybe if I could take a sip of that expensive, or a drink, so if I could have the sip of that drink, I could have felt much better in this cold weather. Okay, but Taro didn't have enough money, so he decided to work harder. And as Taro was a very faithful, very honest and very respective boy towards his parents, and he when he heard the wish of his father, he felt very bad. He felt that he is not able to fulfill the wishes of his parents. So what happened, he decided that as he don't have enough money to buy such expensive drink, now he wanted to do work much harder for his parents, so that he could buy that expensive drink for his father. So what he decided that now he is going to go out and go there and earn more money, and for that he must do the hard work that is needed to earn that much of money. Okay, so the next day when he was at his work, he discovered a waterfall whose water tasted like sake. So what happened, as he decided that he now want to do much hard work for to earn more money, so next morning he woke up earlier. He used to woke up, suppose if he used to woke up at 5 a.m., so at that particular morning he decided to woke up little more much earlier, so he must have woke up at 4 a.m. So he went to the forest to do the regular work that he used to do. What was his work? He was a woodcutter. He used to go to the forest and cut the woods. So he decided to go to the work much earlier so that he can earn much more money for his parents. Okay, so he went to the forest, and while he was walking there, what was happening, as he was walking, the sun went up and he felt very cold, very warm, and he himself, by himself, he was thinking that if my father have felt this warmer inside the house, he would have been much happier. So while he was there cutting all the woods, so suddenly he heard a waterfall. And while he heard the waterfall, as he was working from the morning, so he decided that now I should take a small break and I should go and drink the water. And okay, and then he could have felt much energetic, so he went towards the sound of the waterfall. And while he walked towards the waterfall, and he uh, went there to drink the water, while he was drinking the water, it tasted like sake. And the sake is what? Sake is the drink that his father wanted, and sake is the similar drink, expensive drink, which is which is very expensive in the place, in that particular place. So he, while he was drinking the water, it was similar, it tastes similar to sake. So after that, what happened, he bought some of it to his father to drink. He did what, he as he was carrying a bottle with him, so he put this water from the waterfall inside the water and went back to his house, and he gave the water that was actually sake to his father. And his father, after drinking that sake, he was very happy. And due to his happiness, what he was doing, he started jumping there, he starting he was very happy, so in that happiness he starting jumping and dancing on the floor. Okay, the father health improved after he drank the magic sake. The story of sake spread around the village. The nightfall threw a lady who visited Taro in the afternoon. Everyone visited Taro's house in that evening to taste the sake, and Taro's sake container became empty. So what happened, his father, as he drank that sake, he felt much better. The wind that was blowing, he was not feeling cold, he was feeling much warmer, and he was very happy inside the house. And at that particular evening, a particular afternoon, what happened, a lady from the village, she came to visit the family. And while she came to visit the family, the lady was also offered to drink the sake. And while she drank the sake, she realizes that this tastes much better, and she went greedy, and she asked them that how, from where they get this sake. So they told Taro told her the whole story, that he went to the forest, and there he discovered a waterfall from where he get those sake. Okay, get that sake. So the lady, as she was very chatty, so she did what, she said to them that okay, I must leave now. Okay, and she went to the village. And the as she was very, you can say she was very chatty, so what she did, she told everyone inside the village the whole story of Taro and his magical sake. And what happened, till the evening, till the night was till the evening, all the villagers have visited Taro and tasted the sake. And till the evening, or you can say till the night. What happened, the container in which the sake was, the container in which the tarot brings that sake, what happened, it went empty at the end. So after that, what happened? When Taro went back to the waterfall the next morning, all his neighbors were there to take home the sake. So, what happened? Next day, similarly, Taro was ready to go to the work, and while he went to the work, he decided to bring some more sake. So, when he went to the waterfall, what happened? He saw that all the villagers were there. They were holding their buckets, their container, their pouch, whatever they could, bring from their home to carry the sake inside the container. So they were just a long queue of people who were just ready to take the sake and back their home. And Taro saw this also, that all the people are standing there in the wish to take the sake back home. But the waterfall gave only plain and cold water to them. But as they were all greedy, okay, they were greedy, they wanted to take the water, they wanted to just, take the water which was the magical water. They wanted to take it with them, but they were greedy. They were not, their intentions of taking the water was not similar as of Tarot. So the waterfall, as it was a magical waterfall, it didn't give them the water, the what they wanted. It just provided them with the plain water and cold water. And as the whole villagers were standing there, they felt very angry. They were like, that we have been tricked by Tarot. But as they all were standing there, they were just, trying to find Taro to, beat him, that he has tricked us. But Taro was very smart. He was standing behind a rock and, watching all of this. And when the villagers were, tired of waiting, they went back to their home. And after they all went back, what happened? Taro came out from the hiding, okay, and let's see what happened. But when Taro tasted it, it was the delicious steak. And again, Taro decided that he wanted to drink this water again. And when he drank that water, what happened? It was still the steak, okay. So it was still the steak. The magic waterfall gave the sake to the thoughtful son. So thoughtful means he was caring for his parents. He was very thoughtful towards his parents. So as the waterfall was magical, so the magical waterfall gave him the sake that he wanted, as he was a very thoughtful son. Okay, so after this, what happened? He was able to take the sake from the water. And the story of him being a, thoughtful kid, thoughtful son, and the story of the magical waterfall, went to all the Japan. Okay, and when the emperor of the Japan heard about this incident, he rewarded him. So what happened, as the story of the magical waterfall, okay, the emperor means the king of Japan, he also heard about the story that there is a very thoughtful son who, who gets the magical sake from the waterfall. But other people who are not that much, thoughtful, they who are greedy, they are not able to get the sake from the waterfall. So as the emperor was very impressed by the fact that he is a thoughtful son, he rewarded him. And what he gave him in reward, he gave him 20 gold coins. Okay, in reward he gave him 20 gold points. He also named the waterfall after Taro. Okay, and in their city means in Japan, the most beautiful waterfall was named after Taro. Why they did that? So that all the people, all the children in Japan, they see that how thoughtful and thoughtful Taro is, and the story of him being a thoughtful son, respectful son, encourage all the children around the Japan to be a good and thoughtful son or daughter themselves. Okay, so the emperor wanted all the children to be like Taro. So what he did, in reward, he gave him, first of all, he gave him 20 gold coins. And also he named the beautiful beautiful fountain in Japan by by Taro's name. Hence, the thoughtful son was rewarded both by the waterfall and the emperor. So, at the end, what happened? Taro was rewarded by both. Both means the waterfall as well as the emperor of Japan. He was impressed by Taro, and in reward, he gave him 20 gold coins, and also he named a very beautiful fountain in their city with by Taro's name. Okay, so students, this was the whole chapter that we read. Okay, and what I told you was the small summary of the chapter. And if you clearly, in detail, you want to know that what the whole story was, you can go through the first part of this video. Okay, I hope you all understood that what was the story, and I hope that you all implement this in your life, not being interested in magic, but being a thoughtful son or daughter to your parents. Okay, so, students, this was the whole summary. Now we are going to discuss the moral of the story. And I hope that by reading this chapter, while we were reading this chapter, you were, clearly you can see that what is the saying or what is the thoughtfulness we can take out from this chapter. What is the moral? What is the learning that we can take out from this chapter? So let's also discuss that first. Okay, let's see the moral of the story now. So, first of all, let's read it, then we will discuss the moral. A child should be thoughtful, obedient, and hardworking to make parents' life happier. The Taro not only got the sake for his father but also got rewarded and fame by doing hard work. So the story tells us to be obedient, to be thoughtful towards our parents, to do hard work for our parents, to to make their life happier, to make them happier. What we should do, we should be thoughtful, we should be obedient. Okay, so this is the say this in this chapter we saw that how Taro was thoughtful, how he was obedient to his father. He wanted to give his father what he wanted, and in doing so, what he did, he started doing the hard work. He decided to do the hard work as he was not capable of earning much. So what he did, he, instead of sitting back, what he decided that now he wanted to do extra hard work. He put extra hard work, extra effort to earn that extra bunch of money, so that with that extra bunch of money he could go out and buy the thing that his father wanted. The wish of his father was not very grand, but for them it was not a simple thing to go and buy that expensive drink what his father wanted to drink. So as Taro being was very thoughtful son, he was hardworking also. As he was hardworking, he went to the forest, he started doing his job earlier so that he could get those extra money. So from this you can see that how hardworking he was, and in the end he was also got rewarded because of his hard work, because of his obedience, because of his thoughtfulness, by the emperor, and as well as by the magical waterfall. Right, he got rewarded by the magical waterfall, and also by the emperor of the city of the Japan. Okay, and I hope that all of you know that this story is a very famous fairy tale of Japan. People there tell this story to their children so that they can try to be as obedient as Taro was. And I hope that this story, this learning, you can also apply this in your own life. Okay, so this was the moral of the story: to be thoughtful, to be obedient, to be hardworking, to make our parents' life happier. Okay, so this was the moral of the chapter. Now, students, we will discuss the chapter textual question answer. Textual question answer means these questions are from your book. Okay, so we are going to discuss these questions. So the first question is, why did Taro run in the direction of the stream? Stream means the sound, stream means the waterfall. Okay, so why he went to the in the direction of the waterfall? Because Taro ran in the direction of the stream because earlier he had never heard or seen a rushing stream in the forest, Also he was thirsty. So why he went to the side where he could he in the direction of the stream? First of all, because he had never heard of the stream earlier. When he used to go to the forest regularly, he had never heard of the stream. And also because while he was doing the work, what happened, he became thirsty and he wanted to drink the water. So he went in the direction of the stream. Okay. Second question is, how did Taro's father show his happiness after drinking sake? So we saw that how Taro went in the direction of the stream, and there he discovered sake for his father. He carried that sake back his house, and his father, after drinking that sake, what happened? After drinking sake, Taro's father show his happiness by doing a little dance in the middle of the floor. Right? He drank the sake, and after drinking it, he was so happy. What he did, he started dancing in the middle of the floor. Okay. Third question, why did the waterfall give Taro sake and others water? What was the reason that only Taro was able to get the sake out of water, and all of the other people who went there to the magical waterfall, they were only able to get the water from the magical waterfall? So the waterfall gave Taro sake and other water because he was a thoughtful son and who honored and obeyed his parents always and worked very hard to give them everything they needed while others were greedy. What was the reason Taro was able to get that sake out of water? Because he was, as the magical waterfall, from the magical waterfall, because he was a thoughtful son. He was someone who used to honor his parents, right? As he knew that his father wanted to drink the sake, what he decided that now he want to do the extra work, extra hard work to earn the expenses to buy the sake, right? And on the other hand, all the villagers were just greedy. They just wanted to taste the expensive drink, and they were not even wanted to do the work for their expenses. So as the villagers were greedy, so they were not able to go and take the sake from the water. Okay. Next question is, why did the villagers wanted to drone take? Okay. So the villagers wanted to drone take because Taro, sorry, take not take Taro, because they thought that he has tricked them by telling that streams give sake. So why they wanted to beat Taro? Because it was because they thought that Taro has tricked them by telling them lie that the waterfall or is giving sake instead of water. Okay, so they wanted to punish him for telling the lie. Why did the emperor rewarded Taro? So what was the reason that Taro was rewarded? As the emperor rewarded Taro for as he honored and obeyed his parents. This was done to encourage all the children to honor and obey their parents. So why the emperor decided to reward Taro? First of all, he was very impressed by Taro, that he is someone who who honors his parents and obeys his parents. And why he did the second pass in first part of because he was very impressed, he gave him 20 gold pieces. And in the second part, that he wanted to encourage all the citizens of Japan, all the children of Japan, to be like Taro. So what he did, he by the name Taro, he gave the most beautiful fountain in their village the name Taro, so that all the children can know and learn from his life, right? So these were the textual questions from your book, and I hope you all were able to understand the questions and answers. And if you have any queries, students, related to the chapter, you can surely ask me whenever you want. Okay, thank you everyone.